G'day everyone, welcome back to another video. Now, I wanted to do a quick video to explain how far we've come as a society, as a culture, compared to how we were a few years ago. Just 5-10 years ago, you would get cancelled for saying a man isn't a woman. You would get cancelled for that. The courts and the government at the moment in Australia and a lot of the West are still, unfortunately, ruled by these left-wing lunatics. But society and culture and society norms have changed drastically. Like just a few years ago, you would get cancelled for saying you're against mass immigration, you're against this, you think it's bad for society. Now people are woken up when there's machete attacks on the street every day, when there's crime through the roof, when people can't get houses, when inflation's out of control, when there's no social cohesion and the government blames their own people of their own country for these problems. People are waking up, they've had enough, they're voting. That's why what they call right-wing parties are on the rise all over the West, like One Nation here in Australia. But let's get real, it's not about left and right, it's about common sense and facts. And for some reason, the left-wing agenda cannot handle that. They want to cancel you for feelings. They want to flood your country with unvetted immigration, out of control, mass immigration. That's what we're talking about here. They call you racist if you're just against mass immigration. They won't even address mass immigration as an issue. This government at the moment shouldn't have a leg to stand on when they're trying to say they're doing everything they can for the housing crisis and young people, while they let in millions of people when there's no houses. And they join together to have 10 people in a 2-bedroom to outbid someone in this country. And it has to stop. It has to stop. There's no social cohesion. When you let people in so fast, there's no assimilation. When they're creating their own suburbs and not becoming Australian, a monoculture, Australian culture, still keep your food, your flair, your identity, but you have to be Australian first. That's what it's about. You can keep your heritage, but you have to change and assimilate to be Australian. That's what it's about. It's nothing about a race. You can be any race, but you have to come and join our culture, our legal system, our laws. This is why we need to keep pushing for common sense and our values. We shouldn't have to push so hard against the people in charge of us to keep Australia Australian and our values. I'm talking about our culture and our laws and our rights and our social cohesion where we all get along. But pushing these other identities and cultures that don't assimilate do not get along. And that's what the government are doing at the moment en masse. They're trying to get rid of the Australian culture, bring in the socialist communist regime, their globalization where no country has any identity, so they can replace them, keep the wages low, cheap labor. That's what it's really about. All these idiot socialist communists on the left-wing side think they're going against everything. But you're supporting the people in charge at the moment that are destroying the countries. They're trying to let people in with a lot of cultures that will throw gay people off buildings, beat women, force them to be in burqas. We need to fucking get rid of that shit. We fought for our freedoms. We fought wars to keep our culture. And now you want to give it away because you don't want to be called racist. Well, that's not working anymore. That word racist isn't working anymore. People are sick of it. We're uniting as a people, as Western countries wake up to how they've been screwed over by their government's agenda. It's absolutely, these activists, these career politicians have no idea about how the real world works and what normal people go through. They just spend your tax money like nothing and cause mass inflation. And that's why we're rising up. That's why people have woken up. Because when you get told multiculturalism and mass immigration is good for you, and then you're worried about getting stabbed with a machete and can't afford groceries this week, not to mention the net zero, do we even have to get into that agenda right now? You know, let's go net zero, waste trillions of dollars, billions of dollars, and not use our resources that we're blessed with in this country to benefit its people. No. We need net zero. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. So when people can't go outside without being worried to be robbed with a machete, can't afford food, can't afford power, suffering, and then they're told that they're the problem, that's when people are woken up. That's why people don't care about being called racist anymore, because it's not racist to stick up for your values and your country and want your culture and values in your own country and say you don't want to change and become this multicultural diversity shamble that doesn't work. Because there's a reason not all cultures are equal. Some cultures treat women very badly, and I don't want that. We need to ban the burqa, ban all that shit, ban halal, just get rid of it all. I don't want it in Australia. It's not our culture. It's not at all. But anyway, I think we're waking up. I think we've made such a change in the last few years. You know? Like, look at the rise of One Nation, for example. People wanting to get rid of the uni party that doesn't stick up for the Australian people. You know, they want to ban social media for young people because they're waking up from the indoctrination and they don't want them to see what's happening online to their own countries and have a second voice to the mainstream agenda that normally pushes for mass immigration, white people bad, Western culture's evil when we give people the most freedoms. It's crazy. And yes, mutilate your genitals, of course. We know that's happening. But anyway, we're making waves. We're not being cancelled anymore. We're speaking up. Australia is back. Culture is back. Western culture's back. Shouldn't be ashamed of that. So we're rising up. And at the moment, the government is against every Australian culture that's in charge at the moment. Because they are pushing to eradicate Australian culture, in my opinion, for that multiculturalism, diversity. It's not a strength, unity is. And that's what they're scared of, us uniting under one culture together. And that's what they don't want. We've always had people to come here and assimilate and become Australian and unite together. That's how we built this great country. This division now, how much better has it got with multiculturalism? It's gotten a lot fucking worse. A lot worse. So we need to keep speaking up to get our unity back, our social cohesion back, our culture back. So thank you for being here. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, join to be a member if you support me and this message. It means a lot to me. And make sure you join the live streams on YouTube every single night nearly. And I'll see you in the next video.